everyone, and welcome to the morning tea. Happy Friday. Happy Shambong Friday, that is. I'm your girl, Alex Schiffman, of course. And joining me, dancing a little into the weekend, is Mr. Courtney Revolution. What's going on, Court?
Good morning, y'all. I am Courtney Revolution, and I'm doing all right, Alex. Can I show you my shirt? I know I literally just said who cares before we went live. But I'm wearing a beautiful shirt today. I'm going to show y'all today. Fashion show. We're bringing trends back. Look, get into this, y'all. It's a T-shirt. LOL. I'm hilarious. I'm literally a guidance counselor. Like, if I were a guidance counselor, I would wear a shirt like this all the time.
Okay, that was pretty funny. And you know I love a good pun. And I'm so happy that you brought that Friday fashion to the show because that is necessary. And I want one too. Where'd you get that?
I bought it off of, y'all know the website Zaffle? Like, they're always putting up ads on, like, my Instagram and stuff. So Zaffle, girl, no. Here's the thing. With Zaffle, you're going to wait a little bit if you don't pay for the extra shipping. But they have the quirky stuff. I like a quirky item, girl. You know I love stuff that you don't really see going down the street.
Wait, Courtney, you got sucked in by the ad. Instagram got you. They got you to buy what they wanted you to buy.
You know what it is, Alex? You wait until, well, what I do or what I've done is I get like a list. Like I'll click and I'll bookmark them. And then on Black Friday, that's when you open them all up and see if they're having sales. And then you go through and you go, okay, well, I'll try this. And I'll try this and I'll try from this store. And that's how I wound up becoming like a real paying customer for Zaffle. Was I just tried it on Black Friday and girl, a panda hoodie here and a pastel something there. And here we are.
I love it. Black Friday is right around the corner. Is there anything that you are eyeing right now that you have in your cart ready to go?
You know what I need, Alex, which I think I might get? I need a desk. I know that y'all only see like our floating heads and torsos here, but like I literally have my computer, my work computer, on a shoebox, which is then on top of what used to be my shoe rack downstairs. Like when you come to my house, it's like, oh, take your shoes off and put it on like these shelves, but it's like just tall enough so that I can actually do my job. So I brought it upstairs and now it's my desk, but it's only big enough to hold like the microphone, my mug and stuff. So I want like a desk. I want like like something that says like, I'm here to give you the vital information for your everyday life. Like that type of zhuzh.
Oh my God.
So
Courtney, we need to
hopefully
get you a desk. Maybe IKEA.
Girl, you know
I know
more.
IKEA is, life on a budget. And the stuff looks good. I swear, one of my TV stands is from IKEA, and I've seen it in the most expensive stores in the world, and I found it at IKEA. And you just got to pick the right stuff. And then, of course, you got to do it yourself. But the app Handy, this is not sponsored. I hired someone to do it because I'm not putting this together myself.
Girl,
so maybe
boyfriend, he gonna put that together, girl. Go ahead, get the toolbox. Girl, I can't. I'm gonna have some snacks.
I know. Just watch while they put it together. That's how you do it. That's life done right. But yeah, you gotta fix your work from home studio. Now that we're like officially. We've been home for, I don't know, pretty close to a year. Don't even want to think about it. Now, the stuff that we've like kind of just used, like you're saying, the shoe boxes, that like I have 3 books under my laptop. The stuff that we've kind of makeshift, maybe Black Friday, we can make it a real studio.
Invest in myself for once, Alex. That's what I need to do.
Exactly. Well, T-Tribe, of course, if you're just joining us or you're new here, let us know in the chat where are you watching from this morning. Good morning to Brittany. She says, good morning, Alex and Courtney. Happy Friday. She has a half day at work for her. She says, after you all sign out, I get to clock out. Ooh, Brittany, so you're getting paid to watch us today? That's pretty cool.
Come on, Brittany. Brittany running out of there, girl. As soon as we hit it on Leo, she gonna be running. Scram, girl. Good night.
Yeah. Shout out to Sarah. She says hi from Portland. Morning, babes. Both rocking the neutral tones and looking flawless. Aw, Sarah. Yeah, we're neutral today. It's casual Friday, right, Courtney?
Oh yeah, girl. I don't want to look down, obviously, but you have no idea how casual it is. No, like I said, I don't ever dress up like from the waist down. So like I am in basketball shorts. But I really did try. I forget, Alex, that y'all can't ever see, like y'all are used to seeing my full shirt, but now y'all are only seeing this up. So now I got to dress from, the sternum up.
Courtney, this is a Friday morning show, not a Friday evening show. So be careful what you tell us.
Right.
Too much information.
I know. Can't have to be the peep show girl, the one man cabaret girl. I lay across the piano with a little snake feather boa on my chest here, girl. Give a little peep, girl. No, I'm just kidding. We know this is a family-esque show.
Yeah, no pants Friday here on the morning tea. But speaking of information, let me break down, Courtney, what we have on the show today. Of course, a lot of tea to spill, lots of new music. This is an exciting New Music Friday. But we have Lady Gaga news. We have a new movie she's rumored to be in. This is pretty cool. James Charles is coming to the D'Amelio sisters' defense. I don't know, T-Tribe, if you saw their latest Dining with the D'Amelios video, but a lot of backlash. Drake Bell is having an unusual rebrand. This is interesting, to say the least. Plus, Shawn Mendes gushing over Camila yet again. And then, like I just mentioned, we have so much new music to talk about. Specifically, Shawn again and Justin Bieber collabing on the new song Monster. If you saw the music video, let us know your thoughts in the chat when we get to that. Plus, Miley and Dua Lipa dropping their new single, Prisoner. And it's kind of what I don't know. Personally, it's kind of what we expected. I don't know if it was the song. We'll get to Megan Thee Stallion coming out with her debut album. Megan's album is here, Courtney. How does it feel?
Listen, it's a very exciting time right now for rap music and women in rap. So congratulations and shout out to Miss Megan the Stallion, girl. We're getting up with you and for you today.
Yes, and then we're also talking about Kylie Jenner and some reality show fakery in today's Car Jenner Tea Time. Before we wrap it up with our OMT story of the day, which has us back talking about Max Ehrich being shady towards Demi Lovato, the story and the saga that always continues. So make sure you stick around for that later on in the show because I just can't believe we're still talking about this. Isn't it crazy, Courtney?
I can't believe it either. I thought that Scooter would have sent him like a border or something, right? Like, isn't that when you're like minding your business and someone's like, "You've been served"? It's like a cease and desist. Like, girl, shut your mouth. Yeah. I thought it would be something like that happening already, but not yet.
Not yet. Maybe after this one, because I think Demi's probably had enough. But stick around for that later on in the show because we have a lot to talk about. Courtney, I think it's about that time. Pour up that hot water. Let's spill this tea because we have a lot to talk about on our Shambong Friday. Courtney, I checked again, and you know what? It's still in the mail. I've been tracking it for like a good 6 months now, and you know, I called UPS yesterday, and they were like, the guy got lost on the way to your house. They brought it back to Amazon, and hopefully before the end of the year, we'll have the Shambong. So,
cheers to your missing Shambong.
And cheers to your T-shirt, T-E-A. All right.
Hey.
Of course, if you're new here, we kick it off with You Missed It, and these are all the stories you may have missed overnight. Don't worry. Courtney and I handle all the trending tea for you. And first up, we're talking about Lady Gaga, who is ready to grace the silver screen again. E! News is reporting that Gaga is in talks to join, get this, Brad Pitt in the upcoming film Bullet Train. I got so excited, I couldn't even say it. The movie, based on the book Maria Beetle by Kotara Isaka, I think I'm pronouncing that correctly, is about 5 assassins who find themselves on a train under mysterious circumstances. So this is mysterious. While the film is in the early stages of development, this sounds like Gaga is returning to her more pop-focused personality in line with her latest album, Chromatica. Lady Gaga may have gotten an Oscar nod for her role in A Star is Born, but she really started making waves on the screen with her stint on American Horror Story, Hotel, something much more in line with what Little Monsters Everywhere we're used to from the eclectic singer. So, Courtney, T-Tribe, what do you think of possibility this movie joining Brad Pitt on the big screen?
I'm thinking that Lady Gaga joining Brad Pitt is an exciting thing. Dot dot dot. But it's not the thing that makes me the most excited about Lady Gaga. When I think of Lady Gaga, I think of, entertaining in the musical sense. So I'm not like, oh my God, I can't wait to see this. Like, I'm sure that there will be audiences that are like, yes, A Star is Born was great and I can't wait to see this. And shout out to you guys. This is your moment. But I would rather the world get better and we get Radica like world tour dates. Are you excited to see Stephanie act again, Alex?
Yeah, I mean, this is obviously exciting. Whenever you see someone that is technically known for something else, watching them do something different. So of course, Lady Gaga is an artist. So seeing her now act, I always love to kind of watch that play out on the big screen or anything. And just knowing that it's going to be with Brad Pitt, that entices me. Of course, like Brad Pitt is the A-list actor. You know what I mean? Like he is one of the top guys. So to see Lady Gaga kind of be with him on screen is interesting to me. And then of course, is he single now? I actually just thought as I'm saying this aloud, he may have been, but if he is single, they had that whole like PR romance while they were promoting A Star is Born with Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper. So I'm wondering if that will kind of, play out in the headlines as well. So I'm just interested to, and it has a cool premise too. So I'm interested to kind of see it for sure. T-Tribe, are you interested?
It adds another layer to her career. You know what I mean? It doesn't feel like A Star is Born was just like a one-off. Like this is something that maybe she's taking more seriously than a lot of people.
Right. And in this same article, it said that she really wanted to be an actress, but unfortunately, she just wasn't really great at auditioning. So she kind of put that passion and dream to the side while she focused on music. So this is something she really cares about. And so I'm excited to see that she's still, pursuing it. But listen to this. So let's move on to this next news because fans have been putting the Demi Lovato on blast after a clip of them getting grossed out over snails for dinner started circulating online. So the clip in question comes from their family's new YouTube series, Dinner with the D'Amelios, where Food Network star Erin May prepares a gourmet meal for them that includes snails in a paella. So Charlie and Dixie both dramatically react to the food, with Dixie at one point gagging and then throwing up off camera. The clip itself has caused both of the TikTok stars to lose hundreds of thousands of followers since Monday. The guest for the episode was none other than James Charles, and he has since spoken out about the public's reaction to the clip on Twitter and how they have come for Charlie, who in the video complains about, quote, not reaching 100 million TikTok subscribers in time for her 1-year anniversary on the platform. So James wrote, quote, this Charlie situation is not sitting right with me. 100 million followers in 1 year, and y'all expect her to know how to be a perfect role model? Death threats because she's a picky eater and made a joke about a milestone. 30-plus-year-olds dragging someone half their age feels familiar. Now, the D'Amelios have since defended themselves on TikTok, stating that they didn't mean to be disrespectful and that Dixie herself is very sensitive to food. She also said that the family has a great relationship with their chef and that by no means was it supposed to be insulting. So, Courtney, T-Tribe, what do you make of the situation that D'Amelios have found themselves in, and what do you think of James coming to their defense?
My thing is this, Alex. People, y'all will sit up there and y'all will unfollow and cancel the D'Amelios, but still sit up here and buy a pig backpack from Shane Dawson and buy whatever palette from Jeffree Star. And I feel like a lot of y'all's priorities, not you guys, the T Tribe, but a lot of people's priorities are a little bit off.
Yeah.
It's a YouTube video. Not everything in a YouTube video is real. Shocker. Surprise, you guys. YouTube videos are closer to reality television than you may realize. So some of that was scripted. I'm sure a lot of it was dramatized, and it didn't really warrant this response. Like, Alex, it has literally gotten out of control with like other YouTubers like Trisha Paytas getting involved, and her, James Charles, and Charlie like fighting back and forth on Instagram. Like, all of this because people are up in arms. I think that this isn't as big of a deal as the news is making it out to be. Alex, you know, just from doing this show, in terms of other celebrities, we all are like, oh my God, this celebrity's so great, this celebrity's so great, this celebrity's so great. And then something really minuscule happens, and then all of a sudden, you know, the audience hates them. So this is a product of the D'Amelios being too popular. Because it's that syndrome. You become too popular, then we tear you down. Lizzo, SZA, you know, even though she deserved it, Summer Walker, Doja Cat, like you know how big they got, and then all of a sudden something came out or something happened, and it's like, well, we hate them now. I think that this is an example of that.
I completely agree. You know, this is a YouTube video, as you said. It's highly produced, scripted. At the end of the day, you know, Charlie is 16 years old. Dixie is 19, I want to say. They're young. And I want to shout out Nicole in this, saying, I think their reaction is YouTube and teenager accurate, dramatic, LOL. Yes, I think that's a very good point. You know, Dixie had mentioned that the team around her knows that she's very sensitive to food. Like, she throws up at the smell of food in general. So they could have planted the snail in the paella. Like, they could have played with them a little bit to kind of get reactions out of the girls. Charlie's response about 100 million TikTok subscribers. I mean, that girl is a sweetheart. She wouldn't hurt a fly. It was very much a little sarcasm, a joke. The producers egged her on to kind of play with that a bit. And then with the father started Mark D'Amelio started the video saying that the chef was a friend of the family. So they obviously have a closer relationship than just some random chef at a restaurant that they were disrespecting. This was staged. And I think, like you said, they're super famous now, very quickly. They have rose to fame, and they really don't have any bad press yet. So the littlest thing can be blown out of proportion. When it comes to James, the dad also said that, you know, James is very familiar, as we know, with public scandals, and they kind of look up to James as a big brother. And however you feel about James, I think it's, you know, it's great of him to kind of come to their defense and to support them when really the rest of the world is kind of shutting them down. So all in all, I think this was blown out of proportion. I don't think they deserve all of this hate.
I think that the public took this particular situation way too seriously. It started with them taking the video way too seriously. But girl,
Dixie's whole kind of personality, her, you know, character, so to speak, I know it's actually her, but is kind of being this, like, I don't care about anything, funny, sarcastic, blunt. Like, it would be very normal for her to kind of like throw up over a snail. Do you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't disrespectful. It's like her playing to the camera, for lack of better words. But
people really upset and clicked on follow over that.
I know. There's a lot worse things that people have done. But
you want followers? Well, watch this. I'm gonna make a difference. Unfollow. Was that the thought process, you think, Alex?
Yeah, I mean, too much. Speaking of worse things that people have done, let's move on to this Shia LaBeouf news, because he has pleaded not guilty to 2 misdemeanor charges from an incident that happened over the summer. The former Disney Channel star is accused of using force and violence upon another person and driving away with that person's hat, worth just shy of $950. Apparently, Shia got into a fight with someone back in June that we're guessing ended with Shia coming out on top, and one article of clothing richer. The details surrounding this case are still unclear, and another hearing is scheduled for January 20th. So, Courtney and T-Tribe, what do you think happened here? Why does Shia LaBeouf seem to keep finding himself in these like sticky situations?
I don't know what the story is with Shia LaBeouf, but I would like for him to stay out of trouble. Like, I don't hate Shia LaBeouf. I grew up with the ends on the Disney Channel, so I mean, you never want to, hear about celebrities that you sort of grew up watching constantly being in and out of trouble. Where's like the Shia LaBeouf new movie news? Where's that? Shia LaBeouf, just got a series on not even on like AMC. That's like the channel The Walking Dead comes on, right? We need Shia LaBeouf in like an AMC show or something like that. Like, I don't like this news. Theft. The only thing I want him stealing are some roles so that we can be entertained again. What is going on?
I don't understand it either. I don't know, why he's kind of so angry. Why, everything we hear about him is not necessarily a positive story. Like you said, let's focus on the acting. Let's get him back to a better place. Why does he keep fighting people and doing these kind of outlandish things? Is it for attention? What is he looking for? He's seeking something that he's not getting. It's sad.
Seek some bars in the jail cell if he don't stop it.
100%.
That's what's gonna happen, girl. That's where he's gonna find himself.
100%. Well, speaking of something that he's not finding, Shia LaBeouf isn't the only former child star to be making unusual moves. Apparently, Drake Bell of Nickelodeon's Drake and Josh has changed his name to Drake Campagna. Drake has changed a lot of aspects of his social media to reflect the name change. Campagna, by the way, translates to bell in Spanish. He's changed his Twitter profile to have a Mexican flag at the end of his name. He's been posting a lot in Spanish, and he even has changed his Twitter profile bio to read CEO of Taco Bell. Interesting. Reports lead us to believe that this change in persona has come about because Drake's music career is most successful in Mexico. So he has a lot of fans there. Many fans, however, are even accusing him of the rebrand to distract from reports that he actually abused his girlfriend. So they said, quote, Drake Bell, deadass, changed his name to Drake Campagna and makes Spanish music now and moved to Mexico because everyone in the U.S. found out he abused his girlfriend. Another user wrote, just found out Drake Bell was outed as an abuser, changed his name to Drake Campagna, fled to Mexico, and started a new life as a Spanish pop artist who exclusively sings and writes songs in Spanish. Literally nothing could have prepared me for this information. So, Courtney, T-Tribe, do you think that this rebrand is appropriate? Do you think what these users are kind of alleging is valid? What's going on here? You're lost.
Amanda says, odd. Cloud Mags says, he's Mexican. Slight of Anne says, oh, wow. And honestly, Alex,
all of the things.
So just to get it all organized, because you organized it perfectly, Alex, but I want to make sure I have it right in my mind. So Drake Bell abused his girlfriend, and to take the heat off of himself, changed his last name to Bell in Spanish, and then learned Spanish, moved to Mexico, and then became a Mexican pop star.
Yes, correct.
And that's what y'all are letting him get away with.
I don't need to laugh because it's not something to take lightly if these allegations are true. However, if you go to his social media right now, you will see his entire grid.
It's all in Spanish.
It's all in Spanish. It has completely changed. I understand the business move of if all your fans are in Mexico, kind of catering to that. I get that. Give the fans what they want. But completely changing your identity and for getting your even Drake Bell in the U.S. is a little odd to me.
Is he Mexican?
That is a question I don't know. Maybe T-Tribe, let us know in the chat. I don't want to, give false information on his ethnicity or heritage.
Jules is saying, who's letting him get away with it? Does he have fans? Julesy, I found out, I saw this story going by.
It was last week, but it's Freaky Friday today. Right, Courtney? We probably go.
It's Freaky Friday, girl. I need to grab my ass like Jamie Lee Curtis, bitch, girl.
Exactly. All right, so let's finish with this Drake Bell because I saw you guys in the chat letting us know that he is not. Let me find where I'm looking for. Of course, I lost you. Okay, Drake Bell is English, Scottish, and Swedish ancestry. To clarify, Courtney. So
he's not Mexican, Alex Shipman? What are you talking about, girl?
Is not. So how do you feel about this to close this story out?
Drake Bell should figure out a new plan of action because I don't agree with this. However, if his fans love him out there in Mexico, then y'all do what y'all do. It makes me a little bit uncomfortable because I would never want, well, people appropriate my culture every day, but it just makes me feel uncomfortable. It makes my skin do the crawl thing. Let us know in the chat if y'all feel uncomfortable or are y'all supporting Drake Campagna.
Yeah, it's just kind of odd because it'd be different if he was, an aspiring artist and learned that he had this fan base in Mexico. But he's been around. You can't just completely rebrand yourself. Name, sure. Genre of music you're creating, sure. Acting roles, sure. But this is just a little off. Okay, let's move on to this Shawn Mendes news because he's gracing the cover of the magazine V-Man's latest issue. And in an interview with Elton John, this is cool, he opens up about his relationship with Camila Cabello. Shawn talks about how Camila, who he has been dating for almost a year and a half now, has helped him reconnect with friends and family that he had drifted apart from since finding success with his music. So Shawn said this, quote, "I don't know if it was something that was a me thing or a men thing, but I think for 7 years, I was on such a speedy path down one way with blinders on, and I wasn't keeping in touch with my family and friends. But when I landed with Camila, immediately she had her family around more." So Shawn continues by saying that seeing the closeness that she has kept with her family made him want to be better at his own relationships as well. The mark of a good relationship, of course, is helping one another grow. We know that, Courtney. Do you think that this puts Shawn and Camila in a better light for you? That maybe their relationship is realer than you initially felt? T-Tribe posing this to you as well. What do you think?
No. Good for Shawn that he told Elton John, incredible artist.
How cool is that?
That's cool. Alex, I don't believe none of it. I don't believe none. It's like, you know what it is? And when I hear about Shawn and Camila, right? It's like, girl, you ever put, and this is only for people, those of us that can't cook, you ever put like a Stouffer's frozen lasagna in the oven and you like wait for it, girl, and you're like, can't wait for it to come out. Yeah, I'm like Stouffer's lasagna, girl. You probably can make your own lasagna, but for those of us that can't cook, and then you pull the lasagna out, and girl, it's bubbling, it's piping hot, seemingly, and girl, you go in the middle because I'm not an edge girl. I go right in the middle, and I get my piece out, and then you bite into it, and it's ice cold. Oh, that's how I feel about Camila, the scam called Shawn and Cam. That's how I feel about it. Like, it looks good from the outside, but once you focus in on the smaller details, it's just cold lasagna that you waited 45 minutes for. And for what, Alex? You wanted the hot stuff. And you got cold, pre-made lasagna. I'm good.
I feel like we've seen a lot of growth with Shawn. you know, putting their relationship aside, I feel like he's grown up a lot. Even just like, we'll get into it in a second, but watching the live stream with him and Justin and him kind of reflecting on his rise to fame and, you know, being a celebrity. And I think he's growing up a lot. And I think that love can help you do that. So I don't know. I know this is an unpopular opinion, but I just, you know, Camila before him was with, oh my gosh, I can't even speak, was with that relationship expert. You know what I mean? Like, she wants and craves, as most women and men do, a good relationship. So I just don't see the scam. And I know it's an unpopular opinion here on the show, but I do think that your partner can also help you experience things like that and learn things like that. Like, when you're on this kind of track, you know, his career was huge. You kind of forget when you're super busy, you forget about those that are most important in your life. So I'm happy, you know, slowing down and seeing this more. And I'm sure the pandemic.
I agree. Alex, we got Julesy here, right? Julesy is saying here in the chat, Camila has to keep it up because she's unlikable. Sean lends likability, or so her label thinks. And Julesy, that's very interesting because I was thinking the same thing. I think that Camila adds just a sprinkle of maturity when it comes to looking at Sean from the outside looking in. And I think that Sean lends likability to Camila, especially right now, girl, because for those of y'all that don't look too deep into the Shawn Mendes stuff, he's likable, right? He's like sweet, all-American, whatever. So I get it if it's not all the way real. I'll say if to be respectful to y'all, but y'all know how I feel.
Star says, I believe it's a real thing now. Hey, maybe your mind will change. Maybe originally, you know, it was considered, you know, a PR stunt, and it could very well have started out like that. A lot of relationships have. Maybe they've grown a lot since then. Who knows?
Maybe.
But let's move on to the music, because it's New Music Friday, and we have a lot to talk about. Starting with Shawn himself. So Shawn Mendes and Justin Bieber have just released their single Monster from Shawn's upcoming album Wonder, dropping this December. You know, fans of them have been highly anticipating this for years. The song has the stars asking if their mistakes make them a monster, speaking, at least in Justin's case, to some of the personal mistakes they have made in their past. The video itself is a spinning performance on stage at night. They're on this kind of platform with the weather getting as dramatic as the lyrics the longer the video lasts. Courtney T-Tribe, what do you think of the song and the music video?
I wanted to let that breathe for a minute. Alex, here's the thing. Musically, Shawn and Justin can create hits, bops, and bangers. Ooh, hits, bops, and bangers. That's like lions, tigers, and bears. Sorry, the ADD kicked in. Here's the thing. Both have the potential to be excellent artists, and both have been excellent artists already. Why did we have to hear a song about them whining about the pressures of fame? This is something that I would have this is like, that particular song specifically is like, when y'all hear me say, I don't want Demi to like open up her chops and cry, like that's the kind of song that like I'm thinking of, like that mid-tempo kind of like, wah, wah, I was famous and I'm human too, and look, we're all the same. And it's like Justin and Shawn, like, girl, we're trying to pop that meow for the holiday. Now, why y'all were not moonwalking around that box is beyond me. I didn't want a Shawn Mendes and Justin Bieber collab to be, you know, introspective and feelings and, you know, treat me like everybody else. I wanted a banger. I wanted like the production to be like, oh my, Alex Shipman, did you hear that? Like I wanted to be able to come up here and really be like, y'all, I don't care. Selenators, y'all need to get into this. Swifties, y'all need to give that one good stream. And I don't feel anywhere near saying that. I was like really, really underwhelmed. I was more underwhelmed by this than by Ariana's 34-35 music video, and that was cold water for me. Did you like it, girl? Was it really that good?
I liked the visual. I liked the lyrics behind it. You know, I like when people get emotional. I like when you can hear how, you know, an artist is actually feeling and relate to it. I like that part of it. But I agree with you. You know, I would have liked more of like a summer bop. Like if they waited to a time where we could all, you know, dance to it and sing. We can play this in our car. Great, you know, song on the radio. But like I said, the visual was cool. I like seeing them on the actual platform that they're referring to, the dark kind of eerie thing. And what we said on the show before, maybe artists right now, as we're feeling, a lot of us are feeling a little uninspired. And so this kind of mid-tempo, slower music is just where it's going.
Alex, you wouldn't have preferred to have seen them fight, not physically, but in a song, like battle over the same goal, even, or like being the prince of pop, like that is like something that they should have played this up, and this should have been like a 3-week lead up to like the most undeniable song of 20.
Yeah. I agree.
My own feelings aside, this should have been an event.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I like the song, but with the anticipation behind it, it's a little underwhelming. But this happens sometimes because, you know, we, as people and as fans, we expect a lot and we hold them to a higher standard. So sometimes we don't get what we hope for. I want to shout out, I just missed it in the chat, who said, of course, whenever. Oh, Mary said, basically Lonely released 2 times. And yeah, I got it kind of a lonely inspiration again. You know, it was the same type of feeling. Maybe Justin's just reflecting a lot. Sean wrote it, though, I will say, because he said it on the live and then brought Justin in. So, oh, man. All right, well, let's move on to this.
Some songs are meant to be bonus tracks.
Yeah. Well, okay. I see Scarlett in the chat saying we need to be uplifted right now. And maybe Miley and Dua Lipa's drop of Prisoner did that, because Miley and Dua have just released their single Prisoner from Miley's upcoming album Plastic Hearts, dropping on November 27th. The music video is a grindhouse nightmare, snagging inspiration from Rocky Horror Picture Show, Natural Born Killers, and more. There's definitely a rock pop vibe going on with this song. The video plays it up in fantastic fashion. Courtney T. Tribe, what do you think of the new song and the music video? Do you like it more?
To be honest, I think I might like the song better without the music video. Not that the music video was bad. It wasn't bad at all. I thought it was fun. And I thought that for those people that just discovered Dua Lipa this year, I'm glad that we got to see her have some edge. Because Dua Lipa's edgy. And I think that Future Nostalgia got the girls messed up on her image, perhaps. So I'm glad that her and Miley worked together, and they were like confident, strong women. They were sexy. They were like unabashed. Do you like this like 70s rock direction that Miley is going in? And do you think it'll be like successful when her album drops?
So here's what I'll say. I like the song. It was catchy. But this like 80s kind of, I think it's 80s actually, rock and roll vibe that she's going for. It was kind of expected. Like I watched the music video and I was like, oh, this is exactly what I expected it to look like. Kind of like, it didn't necessarily shock me. And I want to be shocked by Miley, and especially a Miley and Dua collab. It was kind of like, again, what I expected to see. I also think that the 80s retro rock and roll, like just my technical mind, like my producer side of me is like, we have so much better quality of video. Like I want to see modern Miley doing retro 80s, not exactly what 80s rock and roll music videos look like, if that makes sense. Do you know what I'm saying?
You wanted an 80s music video seen through the lens of 2020's Miley Cyrus with the mullet.
Exactly.
I feel that.
So all in all, but I mean, it was dark. There was, you know, it was sexy. The cherries, the whole kind of, you know, romance, so to speak, friendship between Dua and Miley in the music video was believable. So I liked it, and the song's good.
I could have done with Dua perhaps being on a different song off of Miley's album. And I don't know what song that is because the album's not out yet. But the reason why I'm saying that is I felt like this song sounded a little bit like Physical. And then once I thought that, then I felt like Miley was just trying to capitalize off of what Dua had already given us earlier in the year, and then I didn't like it as much. So I want to hear Dua on something else that's not 80s really inspired. You know, I want Dua Lipa and I'll even take Miley Cyrus working with her. I want them both to work with Carly Rae Jepsen, just to give us something a little bit more layered, a little bit more standing the test of time. And I know Miley Cyrus stans are about to be like, Miley's giving us classics all of these years. Well, it's time for another. Party in the USA and We Can't Stop Won't Hold Us Over Forever. And We Don't Remember Malibu. So I want her to give us something to really hold us over.
Yeah, I agree. I agree completely. Well, maybe you'll think this next album is going to hold us over, because speaking of powerful women, one of the most anticipated albums of the year just released today. Megan Thee Stallion's Good News, her debut album, is here, everyone. She decided to punctuate the release of her debut album with a music video for the single Body, and she spared no expense on the features in the video. Joining Megan in Body, we see Taraji P. Henson, Jordan Woods, Black China, and more. Good News dropped with 17 songs, including features with Young Thug, Beyonce, DaBaby, SZA, Big Sean, 2 Chainz, City Girls, and more. Have you gotten a chance to listen to the entire album, Courtney or T-Tribe? And what do you think of this new music video? I mean, that body it's stuck in my head, so it's working.
What? I want to say this. I haven't heard. Oh, you gonna pop it, girl? You gonna pop it like some Jiffy Pop on the stove, girl? Pop it, girl. Yeah, pop, pop, pop. Yes. I haven't heard the album in full just yet. But I did sort of skip around this morning while I was chugging my morning cold brew. And I will say the jury is still out, but from what I heard, I enjoyed. But when I was clicking through, I was hearing what I was expecting to hear. Now, going over to Body, the song, loved the song, production and verses, was not the biggest fan of the hooks. And for me, that's really the issue I personally am having with music from time to time. Is like the hook doesn't really give me the full side with my turkey on Thanksgiving. So I'm hoping that as I listen to the album, hopefully today, I can hear some good hooks in there. Because, you know, the hook really ties it all together. But I'm proud of Megan. Excited for her after all she's gone through this year. She deserves this moment, and it is truly her moment. So I want her to shine. Congrats, Nene! That's me, Nene with the Stallion.
Julesy in the chat. Body, yada, yada, yada. She's singing.
Just imagine 3 minutes of body, yada, 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 yada. That's literally a hook.
But it gets stuck in your head. And I will say that. All right, let's move on to our Car Jenner tea time, because we are almost coming to the end of the show. Courtney, here you go. Let's get into these gates.
If you guys are set for all of the tea from behind the Car Jenner gates, be sure to turn your volumes down for Car Jenner tea time. Hello to everyone in my studio, which is no one, just myself. By the way, Alex, I'm going to crack open the champs.
Yes. Let's do it. Let's cheers to Friday. Cheers to my Shambong. Maybe coming next week. Maybe.
Girl, it might show up, girl. Knock on your door, girl. Hang on, girl. Let me get the foil off, girl. I got my regular bottle this time. You can start the story, actually, Alex. This is gonna take me a minute.
All right. Okay, so we're talking about Kylie Jenner, who topped off the promotion of her new Kylie and Grinch holiday makeup collection yesterday by posting a new video to her YouTube channel starring none other than little Stormy. Kylie continued the holiday tradition, making inspired cupcakes with her daughter. The video shows Kylie and Stormy in matching green Grinch pajamas and getting creative in the kitchen. At one point in the video, Stormy literally says to her mom, "You're so beautiful," which just breaks your heart with how adorable it is. We are always super happy to see Kylie and Stormy make content together, of course. And this video just continues our love of it. Courtney T. Tribe, what did you think of the video, and did you grab one of the makeup products?
Champagne on the floor. I missed that. You know what I'm wondering, Alex Schiffman? I'm curious if you think that Stormy might be one of the youngest and richest YouTube stars. Like, I know we have a lot of the toy unboxing children. They make bank, Alex. I wonder if Stormy will join them one day, because I feel like Kylie's putting her in more and more content, and we know everything they do is sort of like a business decision. And
I mean, she deserves it. That little girl is so well spoken, so well mannered, so cute. I mean, my heart explodes when I watch the video of her. She says, "You're welcome." She just gives Kylie all these compliments. Like, we all need a Stormy in our life. We need a little kid that can just compliment us all day. She just seems like a really good girl. And if that's the truth, then yes, she deserves all the money in the world, because I love watching
I know we're coming to the end, but I have a question that I really would like to know your thoughts on, as well as the Tea Tribe. Can we take our sip? Well, let me ask you, and then we'll sip and then answer. Okay, Tea Tribe and also Alex Schiffman. Here is the question of the day. If you're a parent or not, I'm curious. Do you think that there is a difference between a babysitter and a nanny? And do you believe that babysitters and nannies have the ability to raise your children better and more than the parent? And we'll say cheers to that. Cheers.
Cheers.
Bam. The reason why I'm asking, because I saw a tweet that was saying whoever raised Stormy did a really good job, like attached to a clip of this video on Twitter. And I'm wondering, do y'all believe that Kylie's not raising this child, or any of the Kar Jenners are raising, just out of curiosity?
I think Kylie's 100% raising Stormy. Very involved mother, and I just think that's someone throwing shade. But we see, I mean, Kylie's been very open and vocal that all she really wanted to be was a mom. Everything that comes along with it just is luck and her using her platform, and she has a passion for beauty as well. But she just wanted to be a mom. So she's 100% raising Stormy. Do they have help? You know, I'm not going to be naive. Of course there is help around. But the average person can hire a nanny or a babysitter to help. But no, it's the parents' job. And they are, anyone, if they would like to, can have support and help if they need it. But no.
Yeah, I agree. You did. I feel like if you can afford to have a babysitter or a nanny, then you should have one. Obviously, you should try to be a hands-on parent so that you can develop your relationship with your child. And I think that the chemistry just from the daughter shows that in the videos. Obviously, you know, I feel like we would know if there were like a nanny that was raising Stormy. So I just wanted to see how y'all felt about that, because I think that Kylie is raising Stormy just with a little help. I mean, she's a billionaire. She can afford it. So
exactly. Okay. Well, speaking of raising Stormy, we're still talking about Kylie and her father now, because she received a lot of love on one of her most recent bikini pictures posted to Instagram, especially from Mr. Travis Scott. So Kylie posted this photo to her page Wednesday showing off this red bikini by the pool. Travis apparently couldn't help himself after seeing the pic and wrote in the comments, quote, "heavy," with a little the swim emoji and then a little teardrop. Fans were quick to pick up on the father of Kylie's child's comments, and it has, of course, started a flurry of responses for the two to get back together, as it always does. Kylie and Travis have said that while they aren't together, they will be spending time as a family for Christmas with Stormi. Now, a insider told Hollywood Life, quote, Kylie and Travis will spend the holidays with Stormi together. They get along great and talk multiple times a day. And although they're not a couple, they are completely on the same page when it comes to their daughter and respecting one another. So what do you make of this recent comment, Courtney, T-Tribe? And do you think the fans are ever going to get what they want? Them back together?
Okay, so here's the thing, because I know we keep running out of time and I won't make this long, but I just reconnected with an old friend that I knew from when I was like in middle school, high school, and they're sort of in a Kylie Travis situation where he will comment flirty things on her Instagram, but they're not together. It's completely platonic. They don't hook up at all, but they just co-parent their children together. And so I'm wondering, is that situation, because I don't know, I don't have a child, I don't co-parent, but for those of y'all that do, and if you could see yourself in the situation, do you think that you can flirt platonically with someone that you've shared your body with and produced another human being with? Is it really that deep at that point to publicly be like, ooh, girl, you look good, or like, my baby mom's is looking good by the pool, girl, who's swimming with you? Especially if you know for a fact that they also are single. So it's not really messy. It's almost kind of
right.
Like you're much.
Yeah, I think, he's really just appreciating her beauty. That is the woman that, he has a lot of love for, the mother of his child. I don't think it's crazy. And who knows, maybe that's something that Travis wants. Maybe he does want to get back together with Kylie and he's trying to make it happen. Kylie's maybe has the brakes on. We don't really actually know what's going on in the relationship, but I don't think it's that weird. And I agree with you. Sometimes there's just platonic situations where you still flirt, with exes, but there's nothing going on. You may just want to have a little fun and like her red bikini. All right. Well, speaking of the Kardashians, the Kar-Jenners, excuse me, Kris Jenner's home is for sale. So it was reported recently that the house that has been used for the exterior shots of Kris Jenner's home on Keeping Up with the Kardashians is now on the market, selling for $7.99 million. $8 million. Reality shows often use false exterior shots for the properties to help keep the lives of the families. They show off private. So almost every single house you see on the show is not the exterior of the Kar-Jenner family. This home is actually in Studio City. It's not even in Calabasas. It's been used for many other exteriors, including True Blood, American Horror Story, and Chelsea Lately. So this is a hot commodity. Does finding out about all the ways reality shows are not so real kind of break that bubble for you? Or will nothing stop you from watching your favorite reality shows? Even if you know they're
Alex,
not necessarily.
I'm nosy.
Yeah.
You said the home is in Studio City?
Yeah. This
girl, does that mean does that mean I can go and take my photo outside the home? Like my little, when you get your Kool-Aid girl stands? I want to get my Kool-Aid girl stands outside the Kar-Jenner home. Can I do that?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if there's a gate there, but if there is no gate, you can technically go up the driveway and take a photo in front of it. Yes.
Shut up. Fun.
Yeah.
You want to know what's on my LA bucket list? My LA bucket list is not that long, but something I've always wanted to do and I never got around to doing as a tourist that now lives here is I've always wanted to do one of the LA tours that like goes wherever they go and be a tourist and have binoculars and stuff. And I haven't gone to do that yet, but I will when the pandemic is better.
Yeah.
But interesting, girl. I'm about to go outside of the gates, girl, and make a joke on Instagram about how I'm really not behind the gates.
Courtney, I hate to burst your bubble, but that tour around LA, sometimes it's not true what they show you.
What do you mean it's not
so
true?
They say, this is Brad Pitt's house. And it's like, maybe it was his house like 17 years ago, lived there for 2 months. Like, I'm exaggerating a bit, but I have heard.
No, because I believe it. So tell me, girl.
I have heard that it's not always the truth. but it could be wrong. Maybe they got called out and they changed it. But that's the rumor.
That's the real tea.
Yeah, spilling that tea. Okay, let's get into this tea because we are literally at the end of the show and we have so much to talk about. Demi Lovato found an unwanted commenter on her most recent Instagram post showing off her recent hairstyle change-up. So none other than Max Ehrich decided to take her comment section to publicly start some mess in regards to what Demi had to say in her opening monologue for Sunday's People's Choice Awards. Demi had barely mentioned their relationship during the show, merely saying that she had gotten engaged and unengaged during quarantine. She was obviously trying to make a joke. Max, however, cannot help but stir the pot. He wrote, quote, "Exploiting our breakup for clout at PCA is not chill. Stop talking about me at award shows. Thanks." We obviously knew that Max was going to respond to this. Should Max just have let this slide, or do you think Demi's comments on the show warranted a rebuttal from her ex? What do you think about this, Courtney and T-Tribe?
Alex, first of all, I want to say this before I make my comment. I am on Demi's side in this. However,
Yes.
Max's comments remind me of, like, in my mind, I could see Demi doing that to, like, an ex. Like the thanks period. Like, I can see Demi doing this to someone else. She might not be in that place today, emotionally or mentally, which I will give her the benefit of the doubt. But I definitely see Demi doing that with Nikki. She went right on social media and was like posting about it. Doesn't make it right though. You get what I'm saying? This is a woman that's trying to move on. She's cut her hair. She's trying to make career moves. And so it's like, it's over, bro. Like, let it go. He could have moved on and dropped a single by this point.
It's just like, I'm a little confused. Like, is he trying to kind of like say, oh, this is hypocritical because you and the rest of the headlines are saying that I'm exploiting our breakup for clout. You're doing the same thing. But it's like clout at the PCAs. It's like the girl is hosting the show. Like, she is the host of the show. She doesn't need clout. She got the job. So it's like, it just, the whole thing is crazy to me. And he has a lot of nerve. That guy is pretty brave to go in her comments and do that. Like, he needs the attention still. And at this point, it's like no one's Demi is. Well, I don't know. Some could argue not, but someone needs to take the high ground in this and just like, let's move on. This was a joke. It was probably written by someone else. Her monologue was probably written by someone else. Again, fake things happen. It's scripted. Hello. Like,
Hollywood,
but,
girl.
yeah, all in all, it's just too much. And I hope that this is the last conversation we'll have about this relationship, because I just want Demi to get someone, you know, that truly loves her and has good intentions.
Alex, Demi's not gonna pay this no mind, because I want to say 2 weeks after Thanksgiving, we're gonna forget that Max even existed. So, girl, let him be the little piggy rolling around in the mud, girl, while you stay clean up in the barn. That's all you gotta do.
My favorite thing too is like, stop talking about me at award shows. Like, first world problems. Like, I don't think I will ever say those words to an ex of mine. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, like it just comes off really extra and like unaware.
Exactly. All right. Well, on that note, that is all the tea we have to spill today. If you're new here, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share your thoughts in the comments below. If you're an after sipper, we love to read them and hear everything. Courtney, where can they find you after the show if they want a double dose of you?
If you want more tea, well, more me after the tea, you can follow me on social media, Instagram, Twitter, my podcast. And also you can subscribe to my own individual YouTube channel. Just take Courtney Revolution there, type it up top, and all the good stuff comes up. Where can they find you, Schiffman?
You can find me on all social media at Alex Schiffman, just like my name right there. And now, Courtney, it is time to wash this tea off our hands. T-Tribe, be safe this weekend. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you Monday.
Alrighty, we'll see you Monday, 8:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And now it's time to wash your hands, Leo. You better wash your hands. It's sentiment. You better wash your hands, Miss Man. Wash your hands, it's sentiment. You better wash your, scrub your hands. Scrub your hands, it's sentiment. You better scrub your hands, it's sentiment. Hey, just wash your hands, Miss Ma'am. Just wash your